Hey guys, it's almost 10:30 on Sunday morning. It's February 4th. Look what followed me home yesterday. Check this out. I don't know, I was just driving around in the car and it just leaped out of the woodwork and right into my car. Had to bring it home. This, I'm guessing, I don't even know the model number yet. I'm guessing is about a 1948, 49, 50-ish. By the wood, I'm guessing pre-50. Silvertone. It is a Silvertone record player, and by the way, Silvertone radio. The fellow who let loose of this did not realize that this was also a radio, but that's fine. He didn't want it anyway. So it's a record player that looks to me has all the looks in the world of a Voice of Music record changer. I forget the series number. I think, is it 400 series? I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. But that looks like a Voice of Music record changer to me. And it looks like the tuning is functional and it does not feel stiff at all, and the string feels good and tight. Yep, that string is tight. Knobs feel good. So I don't think there's going to be any problems there. Hey, this even got a nice speaker cloth. So this actually could be a really nice unit. I can make a dial for this really easily. That's no big deal. I could make one out of wood and glue it in there, and you would never know. So that's easily fixable. Here is the underside. But this is catalog number 1045. Chassis 528.194. I'm not sure who made this chassis. They even are so kind as to give you a little schemo. So that's pretty cool. And a wiring and layout drawing. So, all right, there's the underside of it. Looks good and clean. I think that's Voice of Music. I'm not sure. Just when you think you know enough about record players, you realize that you really don't know much at all. There were so many different ones that it's really hard to know which one you have. Check out that ferrite rod loop antenna. This is probably the earliest one I've ever seen. A nice little sticker over here. So that's pretty cool. It's got the original Silvertone tubes in it. So this ought to be a neat one to mess with. Looks like the Silvertone logo there is either missing, is missing, so I've got to figure that out. This will be a nice unit. I'll probably fix this one up and give it to one of my sister-in-law's daughters, one of my nieces-in-laws. And this is cool. I hadn't noticed this. This thing is multi-speed. If you can see that, it's a multi-speed record changer, which is really super cool. And what that means is this is more useful for somebody that's into vinyl, but really likes the old look record players. So that's really cool. I'm not sure what year this is then. I think 33s came out around 1948. And what jumped in the car with this one is this guy right here. Now, I kind of like this guy a lot myself. This is an RCA. Actually, it's branded as a radiola. So, very nice. The gentleman that had this basically refinished the wood, but I will want to probably lacquer it because these radios had a lacquer finish, and I could make that look real nice. This is, as I mentioned, it's an RCA. This is a single speed record changer. Your typical single speed. Now I've looked underneath this one. This one has the cable linkage that raises the tone arm. It's kind of a funky design that I've seen on RCAs in the past. This one is missing the dial cover, but I can either make one of those or buy one of those from dialcovers.com. Here is the tag for this. Radiola 75Z for Z, U for underwear. No schemo on this, but a nice little tube layout drawing. There is the record changer. And it looks like this cam is missing the rubber. So I'd have to get that taken care of. But, you know, it looks pretty clean. Motors are usually good on these. It's surprising how many of the motors are good in these things. And obviously it's a radio as well.
What's wrong, Piggy? Really? Alrighty.
What do you see up there? I don't see anything. There's no spider or anything. Yeah? I hope you don't get a voice. You'd be like Buster crying everywhere you go. Piggy.
Okay, time to eat.
Okay, Fred. I gotta go eat now. This also followed me home. Now this thing is a little bit beat up, but it's certainly savable. Just a little veneer work could take care of this. This is a Philco. I believe it's a model 36. This is a battery set, a farm set, I believe. The first giveaway will be this connector for the battery cable. So here's the back side of that radio. Check out that speaker. I've never seen one like that before. That'll be kind of interesting to find out about. There's some corrosion in here, but nothing that's not savable. Tube shields are there. All the tubes are there. There's not much to it. Looks like a little 5-tube radio. Really simple. Just a little 2-gang condenser. So no RF stage. Let's see what this says. So I'll have to do some snooping to find out about a Type 38. I may be wrong about the battery set part, but I don't know. I don't see anywhere where a 120 volt cord would come out, and this looks for all the world to me like a battery cable. So I'll check this out, but in any event, other than that veneer damage, this cabinet is in pretty good shape. This will be okay. I don't feel any big cracks. There's a little bit of warpage lifting right here, but I can fix that up. I think probably the best way is to get it warm and wet and just sort of little by little clamp it down and glue it down. But I don't know. I'll have to consult some people that know wood so I know what to do. So that's cool. Model 38. Never had one before. Lastly, one other thing followed me home, and something I really like. I have one already, but I don't have this version. Is a Radiola Model 80. This is the low boy. And I have an 80 high boy, and I think it's an 81 high boy as well. It has 4 knobs instead of 3. And this is a pretty cool radio. A Radiola 80, I think, is about 1932 or so. I'll check it out. This top is loose, and this veneer is off, you know, completely off. But this veneer is in one piece and is totally restorable. Totally able to put that back on. The inside of the thing looks pretty clean. Check out that set of coils there. Looks pretty good. So I think this one will be, the power unit looks good. I think this one will be a totally restorable radio. So I'm real happy. This piece of wood here, it's removable, so no big deal. I'll just put that back. It's got the tag on it. See if I can get a picture of that tag. So, pretty cool. Some cool stuff followed me home. I'm real happy about it. It just means more work and more projects. But what the hell, I'm a collector. That's what collectors do. Alright guys, I'll get back to work now. Many of you who know me know that I'm really into American-made stuff. But there is the occasional German radio that pops up that I think is kind of cool. And this is a Nordmenda Sterling. This radio was made about 1959 or 1960, and it's typical of the German radios of the time, and it will have very nice sound. It's a stereo radio, and it'll play really well, so I'm kind of excited about it. It's got a decent cabinet. It does have a crack in the bottom, but I can fix that up. But the wood on this is really pretty, and it's definitely worth restoring. And the person that had this before me wasn't going to get around to restoring it, and it was being kind of mistreated, so I'm glad I got my hands on it. This will be a fun radio. I'm getting more experience at working on these. I'm working on a Grundig here this month. Later this month I'll be hitting a Grundig pretty hard, and I'll do a video series on that. Finally, this thing also followed me home. This is about a 1934 Airline, sold by Montgomery Ward. And the thing I liked about it, it's compact size, number one. I kind of like the grill work, number two. And I really like the dial. The dial kind of just turns me on. I love this style of dial. So you see, there's the tuning right there. It's a real light tuning. And then the volume and the tone are the small dials, kind of like an old-fashioned watch. Really nice design, really cool, representative of the time, nice escutcheon. The back side of the Airline is pretty dirty, but I can clean it up. It's no big deal. It's got a pretty small speaker, and I don't expect any kind of magic out of the sound for this thing, but it'll be pretty neat to have. Model 62-158. And I happen to have a real nice book full of Airline schematics. And I'm almost certain this thing will be covered in there, so that's pretty cool too. There's the main power transformer right up there in front of that electrolytic cap. There's a nice 3-gang condenser. All the tube shields are there, all the tubes are there. Should be a pretty nice little set. Well, that's what I have going on for right now. Why don't you put up a video and let me know what you got going on? Okay, this is Michael from your Western Outpost out here in Salt Lake City. That's all for now.